How you doing, man? It's Tom P. Noy here with a new P. Noy news for you for the night. Man, look here, I realized I'm missing my mustache. My girl wanted to see what it looked like without a fucking mustache, so I shaved off my fucking mustache. That bitch will be back in a couple of weeks. You know the situation. So I look odd in the camera to myself, but it is what it is. So today we want to look at some debt things. All right, we've been talking about the pension fund debts. We've been talking about the amount of money spent by fucking local fucking people. And I was looking up today, right? Our GDP is $18.5 trillion. All right. There's 3.8 trillion dollars in state and local unfunded pensions, 3.8 trillion in federal pensions, 13.4 trillion in Social Security unfunded, and 3.2 trillion in Medicare unfunded. These are just the shortfalls. All right, and that's I think by 2020. And there's 10,000 people a day turning 65, just so we have some basic fucking shit. Now, I'm going to take you someplace on the internet where a lot of people don't go. Why? Because it's inconvenient to look at. But this is the U.S. National Debt Clock. I think it's something that everybody should motherfucking go and look at, me personally. All right? And the shit that stands out to you, first off, is the U.S. national debt. See how it's counting up right there? Right? 20 trillion 376 million 154 wait 20 trillion 376 billion 154 million 750 760 something thousand, almost 800,000. It's at 800,000 now. And then the number's too fast to move. Right? Debt per citizen 62,500. Debt per taxpayer is $168,861 fucking dollars. That is ridiculous. All right. U.S. federal budget deficit is 686,611,172. It's going down. The federal budget deficit is heading down at the moment. U.S. federal spending is going up. I'm not sure how the budget goes up and the spending goes down. Guess more tax revenue, but it's at $4 trillion at the moment. U.S. federal tax revenue is heading up. It's at $3.3 trillion. Total state revenue is $1.741 trillion. Revenue per citizen is 10,201. Revenue per taxpayer is 27,566. Local revenue is $1.3 trillion. Notice these numbers aren't that far apart, right? Revenue per citizen is 9,513. The revenue per taxpayer on the state and local level is 14,438. All right, state debt is $1.1 trillion, 1.167. Local debt is $1.8 trillion. And then we got income tax revenue is $1.5 trillion. Payroll tax revenue is $1.1 trillion. And the corporate tax revenue is $310 billion. All right. And it goes to a whole lot of shit. U.S. gross domestic product is $19 trillion. GDP is up since last year. Total federal spending is $6 trillion 9 million. $6 trillion 900 billion. That's fucking obscene, right? The revenue to GDP ratio is 33.189. Gross debt to GDP is at 105%. That means we owe more money than we're taking in, which is about fucking normal. All right, so this is something else that I'm going to show you later on. The Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security spending. All right, we have $1.154 trillion spent on Medicaid. Social Security is $941 billion. Defense is $635 billion, which I don't know how the fuck they get this much money because they only get allocated like $85 billion a fucking year on some crazy shit. But it's all right. Income securities, the net interest on the debt is 2.7 billion or $270 billion. Income security is $296 billion. Federal pensions, which is a huge one, is $265 billion fucking dollars right now at the moment, and that's going to go up by the end of the year as they run out of more money. Um, I already went through all this bullshit. U.S. total interest paid is $2.5 trillion interest per citizen. U.S. total debt is 67 trillion. Holy fuck, 67 trillion, 947 billion, 806 million, and then a bunch of $1,000 that's going up. Total debt per citizen, $208,000. Total debt per family is $818,000, and the savings per family is only at $6,000. The U.S. population is 326 million people. U.S. workforce 154 million people. All right, U.S. income taxpayers 120 million. Private sector jobs 122 million. Self-employed is 8.8 million. Not in labor force 94 million people. Official unemployed is 6.7 million. Actual unemployed 13.264 million. Full-time workers 126 million. Part-time workers 27 million. That's a bullshit number. Dollar supply added in 2017, 676,819,490,000 dollars. Dollar supply added 1913 was $651,449.93. It's fucking insane, right? It's fucking insane. The dollar to citizen ratio right now is $2,077 per citizen. The dollar citizen ratio in 1913 was $6.60 per citizen. These are insane numbers. It's stuff that I really think everybody should fucking look at one point. You know what I mean? Just check shit out. Total personal debt is $18,552,000,000. Mortgage debt is $14 trillion. Student loan debt is where we at billions, trillion, billion, million, thousand. Yeah, $1.4 trillion. I got to double check shit. 1.8 or $1.008 trillion on the credit card debt, and personal debt per citizen is 56,902. That's for everybody who was fucking born. Period in the United States. Monetary base, money creation. All right, right now there is $3,881,675,000,000, and that's going up. Right in 2017, monetary base in 2000 was $599 billion. So we've added 4 billion, basically, some shit like that, like $3.2 billion, $3.2 trillion. We've added since the year 2000. The M2 money supply, I'm not even real sure what the fuck that is, to be honest with you. Treasury securities is $547 billion, 859,900,000, which is going down at the moment. Treasury securities in 2000, 250. I have no idea why that fucking number is moving. Currency and credit derivatives 2017, 536,207,947,000,000. Fucking some shit. Thousands. Hundreds of thousands. U.S. debt held by foreign countries is $6.25 trillion. That is fucking insane. U.S. trade deficit is $773 billion. U.S. trade deficit with China is $3.62 trillion. So you can see it's about half of what it is. U.S. imported oil is going up $205 billion. U.S. imported oil from OPEC is $71 billion. U.S. retirees is 51,305,413. U.S. veterans 21 million. U.S. disabled 10 million. U.S. armed forces 1.3 million. Living in poverty 42.41 million people. Without insurance 29 million. Medicare enrollees 56 million. Medicaid recipients 74 million. Food stamp recipients 40 million. That's more than 10% of the population. Do the math on that one. It's fucking crazy, right? Total receiving benefits 164 million. That's about half the fucking company, half the country. And we have dollar to gold ratio now. It's 5,509 or $5,989 per ounce. Ooh, look at that, man. Peter Schiff was right. $5,000 gold should be a thing, but it's manipulated improperly. Do some math on that. Dollar to gold ratio in 1913 was $29 per ounce. Dollar to silver ratio in 1913 was $2.64 per ounce. Dollar to silver ratio now is 727 per ounce. Public school students is 50 million. Charter school students is 4 million. Manufacturing jobs right now is 12 million. Manufacturing job in 2000 is 17 million. So we've lost 5 million, 5.4 million. Bankruptcies 789,000. Foreclosures 598,000. Prison inmates 1.9 million people. Convicted felons 6.8 million fucking people. That's a lot of fucking people, right? That's about fucking 2% of the population. Dollar to oil ratio now $19.63 per barrel. Dollar to oil ratio 1913 $2.01 per barrel. All right. See here, we got small business assets 12 million, 12 trillion, 116,074,000 or 74, yeah, 12,000,000, 116,000,000,000, 74,800 some shit. Corporation assets $24 trillion. Household assets $98 trillion. Total national assets 134 trillion, 438 billion dollars. Assets per citizens $412 trillion. U.S. federal budget deficit gap 5,652,595,000,000 and then 176,000. Social Security liability $16 trillion. You know what the bitch is? I can never find a motherfucking number to let you know exactly when that fucking deficit is till. That's always my question is when is it going to be $16 trillion? Like where are we measuring to 2020, 2018, 2050? Where are we at on that number? It's always some question. Medicare liability $27 million. I'm guessing $27 trillion. I'm guessing that is everybody who's born right now is kind of the situation. U.S. unfunded liabilities is $108 trillion, and liability per taxpayer is $899 trillion, $899,000. I wanted to show y'all that because I thought it was important, and I got one more thing I want to show you real quick. Over here. Here we go. We'll go with the gallery. Okay. This is something I wanted y'all to see. I thought that, it would be something that, this is in billions of dollars. Okay. And this is the federal budget for 2018. Okay. This comes from the Office of General State Funds or some bullshit like that. It's the one that Trey Gowdy's on. All right. $1 trillion in fucking pensions. All right. Then we have the state and local. We got it all together. It's 1.3 trillion. Healthcare, $1.1 trillion. Total 1.6 trillion if you add in the local. Education is $108 billion. Defense is $886 billion. Welfare $353 billion. 436 if you add it all together. See how defense didn't really go up nowhere. See how that works, right? Education, $1 trillion nationwide. We spend more money on pensions, healthcare, and education than we do on defense, and fucking welfare, which is fucking odd when you really think about it. You know what I mean? Pensions, pension, education, and healthcare than we do on fucking defense, and that's some weird shit. You know what I mean? Like, because you always think about the defense as being the biggest part of the budget, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's really not. All right, transportation is $329 billion. Protection is $295 billion. Um, Other spending bullshit $531 billion. It's kind of like a piss in your face. Interest is $315 trillion, and the 45 and the 20 are from the fucking bonds that I was telling you about earlier. Total spending $4 trillion. 7.716 trillion. Gross public debt is $21 trillion as of 2018, and 24 trillion if you add it all together with the state and local. And that's an agency GSE debt is 8.8 trillion dollars, and there's no state and local. But this is something that I wanted to show y'all. This has been Pinoid News. You know, all this shit is available on the internet. So do a little bit of looking around on fucking Google. Go to that U.S. debt clock and check that shit out, man. That shit will bug you the fuck out. There's some stuff that you don't know. You don't know. You know what I mean? And I'll post a link for this here in the description. Hey, man, Pinoid News. Like, share, and subscribe. All right? Much love. Peace.